Well, rip your tickets up. With the Cox Plate going to a maiden 3-year-old with an apprentice on top, it wasn't a great race for punting, and that's why we're on the waters this week. It's all we can afford. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Blake Stothart Selects. Not too long now to the Melbourne Cup, and we have one last Saturday before that to finalise form, favourites, and most important for us, funds. Our tip of the week, Neo. Guess what? Another second. He was outfinished by Danza Lad at Trentham, where the heavy track made it nigh on impossible to back a horse with any sort of conviction. The least said about last weekend, the better. However, we have an opportunity to redeem ourselves this Saturday in what's described as the best race day in Australia. Saturday sees the first racing day of Flemington Spring Carnival with Derby Day, and oh, what a treat's in store for punters. With the Lexus, McKinnon and Coolmore Stakes, as well as the Maya Classic and then the VRC Derby all set to be run, giving a few horses one last chance to qualify for the Melbourne Cup on Tuesday. In particular, Jet Away, with Glenn Boss on top. In the Derby, you would have to think it's a battle between the two favourites, Complacent and Savvy Nature, who framed Sydney form with a dominant win in Melbourne on Saturday. Even though he has not beaten Complacent yet in 2 starts, his last run, J-Mac on top, and the strong record that Vars winners have in the Derby gives me confidence that Savvy Nature can win, with Polanski and Criterion the other dangers. The Coolmore Stud Stakes is my race of the day, as the superstar Zoo Star lines up against the likes of Divine Calling and Sidestep, as well as our black booker Missy Longstocking, who at the $15 quote is well and truly worth an each-way punt, as the Brisbane Winter Cup Carnival form has held up extremely well in Melbourne. In New Zealand, the action comes to us from Tauranga and Awapuni, with the running of the Fielding Gold Cup over 2,100 metres for $50,000. But it's race 5 I'll be looking at, and you just can't ignore the form around Mighty Matt. He's the top weight that gets the 4kg claim, and his record at his home track is undeniable, racing 4 times for 3 wins and a placing. Not only that, but with a heavy track record where Mighty Matt has 5 starts for 3 wins and a place, you can bring your wheelbarrow as well as your Wellingtons. With the Mike Breslin team going well out of Awapuni, hopefully this can break our run of seconds and a chance to crack a winner. Here's a run that impressed me from Mighty Matt recently, winning on a heavy in Taranaki.
About 450 metres left to go. The Debt Collector with over on the outside forefront. Mighty Matt 3 out on them, and then came out wider Arnold, back behind them Polly Flinders, Authentic Paddy, and then came Tynecod, and back and behind them Mary Terry Miss with our Gaza right down the outside, inside the 200. Mighty Matt has now gone to the lead and shot clear by 2 lengths. Authentic Paddy coming, trying hard, Tynecod, and forefront over on the inside, but Mighty Matt is too big and strong, and Mighty Matt by 2 has beaten in photos. We had...
Well, what a fascinating weekend of racing we've in store. Enjoy Derby Day, where the 3-year-old boys are on show, and many other outstanding horses on display. Stick with Mighty Matt in the 5th from Awapuni, and throw a few each way on Missy Longstocking at race 4 in Melbourne. Actually, box up Zoo Star, Missy Longstocking, with Not Listening to Me, Lion of Belfort, and Divine Calling for your exotics, and fingers crossed for a handsome collect. Make sure you like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join me in just a few days as I will attempt to dissect the Holy Grail, the Melbourne Cup. All the best to Connections, and to you punters. If we don't back any winners this week, it will be back to the hounds and scratchies. Oh, first winner of the week.